Hello everybody, welcome back to my 2019 recipe project. As a reminder, I'm cooking through my family's cookbook. Some recipes are passed down from generations, some recipes come from my father's restaurant, and some recipes were kind of just invented in the kitchen, like this one by my mother. So as a reminder again, these recipes that I'm tweaking aren't about making the healthiest option out there. It's about healthifying a non-healthy recipe so that you can enjoy it on a more regular basis without feeling like you're doing anything to your body that's harmful or sacrificing whatever your health or weight loss goals are. These are so that you can enjoy the process of living healthy because it's a lifestyle choice, right? So today we're gonna make cold sesame noodles. I have a lot of tweaks that I'm making to this recipe, but before I get into it, I just want to tell you, again, I say this all the time, carbs are not the enemy. So I'm not using pasta, I'm not using noodles in my replacement, but if you want to, of course on the blog I will share the full regular recipe. Go ahead and do it. Swap it out for wheat noodles or egg noodles. It's really about portion size if you're going to use pasta, but I want to show you why I'm changing the noodle to be a veggie noodle. I'm going to make it with carrots. One serving of carbohydrates is a half a cup. My nutrition clients know what this is. This is our carb serving. This is how I help people keep their portions in check. This is a carb serving, it's half a cup. This filled with pasta, not super satisfying. But you don't want to overdo it with carbs every day. So depending on how many servings of carbohydrates you're supposed to have in a day, if you get to dinner time and you only have one left, you are not going to be satisfied with half a cup of noodles. At least I wouldn't be. So I'm changing mine to use carrot noodles, and that's what this video is going to utilize. But I want to read over the original recipe before we go ahead and get into it. So for the original, it calls for 12 ounces of Chinese noodles, or whatever pasta you want to use, 3 tablespoons of sesame oil, 2 tablespoons of oil, 1 tablespoon of ginger minced, 3 cloves of garlic minced, 1 teaspoon of red chili paste, 1 juiced lime, 2 tablespoons of brown sugar, half a cup of creamy peanut butter, 3 tablespoons of rice vinegar, 3 tablespoons of soy sauce, 6 tablespoons of hot water, 1 tablespoon of toasted sesame seeds. This is gonna go on top, it's optional. If you don't like them, that's fine. And 2 green scallions kind of sliced on an angle. I'm gonna show you obviously what I'm doing, but let me just walk through the replacements first. So I'm replacing the noodles with carrot noodles. I have here, this is my spiralizer. There's tons of different ones that you can get on Amazon. This was a wedding gift. I love it. It sticks right to my stove. You stick whatever veggie that you're spiralizing in, and you just crank it, and it makes these beautiful ribbons in whatever shape you choose. So I'm gonna do kind of like a wider noodle with carrots. I have a ton of carrots because you can eat a ton of veggies, feel super full and satisfied, and be doing your body a lot of favors. I'm gonna keep the sesame oil and the regular olive oil as is. I'm keeping the ginger. Ginger is fantastic for you. I'm gonna keep the garlic, keep the red chili paste, keep the lime. I'm eliminating the brown sugar. I'm making sure that the peanut butter that I use is 100% natural, so the only ingredient is peanuts. I am keeping the rice vinegar. I'm replacing soy sauce with liquid aminos. Just kind of a better version of soy sauce. The taste is almost identical. Most people can't even tell the difference, especially in a recipe like this, but it adds some amino acids into your diet, which also do great things for your body. Keep the hot water, obviously. I'm gonna go ahead and use sesame seeds and green scallions. So ingredient-wise, those are the tweaks that we're making, and now I just wanna walk you through the process. It's actually really simple. So the first thing that I did was make the sauce. This is my little single serve blender cup. Watch, my husband's gonna make his smoothie tomorrow morning, and he's gonna be like, this has a hint of Asian taste, like soy sauce and peanut butter. Let me tell you what's in it, and then you'll understand what I mean. So the sauce is really easy. You just blend up the oil. So you're gonna blend up the olive oil and the sesame oil, the garlic, the chili paste, the lime juice, the peanut butter, the vinegar, the liquid aminos, and hot water. So that's all blended in here. This is the sauce. Typically with the regular recipe, you've already cooked the noodles at this point, and they're in the refrigerator chilling because we serve this meal cold. You can eat it hot too. It's actually delicious either way, but this one, we grew up always eating it cold. Once the noodles were totally chilled, you would then mix the sauce in with the noodles and top with scallions and sesame seeds. I went ahead and made the sauce because what I'm gonna do, and no, I'm getting ahead of myself. I went ahead and made the sauce. Now I'm gonna go ahead and spiral the carrots. Obviously vegetables cook different than pasta. I'm not gonna boil these carrot noodles in water. I'm gonna use a teeny tiny bit of olive oil in a pan. Let me see if I have it here. Yep, I'm gonna use this wok, another wedding gift. Weddings are the best for stocking your kitchen, let me tell you. Anyway, heat up a little olive oil in this pan, and then once the noodles are made, I'm just gonna toss them in there and cook them just a few minutes. When you cook veggie noodles, they release a lot of water, and I don't wanna create this like mushy mess. So I'm really not gonna cook them very long. Plus the crunch, since it's a veggie noodle, is gonna be better than like some soggy carrot that you're eating. And I am going to go ahead and add this sauce in with the noodles, with the carrots as they're cooking, because as it releases water, the peanut butter and stuff in this sauce will kind of incorporate it, and it won't be, like I said, soggy. Everything will mix well together, and then I'll go ahead and chill everything together. Does that make sense? Update. I hope you guys don't mind that I'm like learning as we go here too. So my original plan was to do wide noodles. Really great with zucchini, which is a wider vegetable. Not so great with carrots. I'm just getting these like little tiny pieces and it's not working out. So I switched my spiralizer to more of like the spaghetti, and this is much better. Like, how cool is that? Carrot pasta. Okay, back to spiralizing. All right, don't mind the mess over here. I haven't started cleaning yet, but I got my sauce. These have just been heating up a little bit. Ooh, probably should have opened this first. There we go. And I didn't end up using all of the carrots, mainly because my pan started to get filled, but you get the gist here. And what's really cool with this is that I would have zero guilt splitting this 2 ways and eating half of this for dinner myself. Not that you should ever feel guilty about what you're eating, but I should say my body won't be mad at me if I eat a giant serving of these, so there's a difference there. Actually, while we're at it, let me turn this around. I want to talk about what I just said about guilt. So since this needs a couple minutes and I have your attention, I'm going to bring it up. You should never allow yourself to feel guilty about food. That is such a problem that we have with our mindsets surrounding how we approach food, how we view our actions, how we view our bodies. There's no cheat meals. I don't want you to use that word. Always just talk about treating yourself and then enjoy it as a treat. But using language like that, cheat, fat, guilty, these things, the way that we speak about nutrition is the way that we act about nutrition. So when we get stuck in patterns of saying, oh, I feel guilty for this, or I already cheated today, what's the point? Like, I might as well continue eating like crap for the rest of the day. Those are patterns that lead to a downward spiral that don't lead to any progress. They can lead to weight gain, high blood pressure, high cholesterol, all of these things that are obviously not good for you. Whereas if you just change your language and cheat becomes treat, and you don't feel guilty about your actions, but instead you say, you know what, I don't feel great about how that went, I'm gonna make a better decision for my next meal. You start to treat your nutrition differently and you approach food differently. I literally teach a course on this, so I'm not gonna bore you with too many details or go on too large of a tangent, but if this is something that you really struggle with, we should talk, because it's really small tweaks that you make in your day-to-day language that make a huge difference in the actions that you take. Anyway, this is cooking, getting nice and warm. What I want you to do if you're adding sesame seeds is, let me grab another pan. Grab a small pan, you're gonna heat it up on medium-low heat. No olive oil, no nothing, and you're just gonna pour the sesame seeds right onto the pan, and you're gonna shake them around constantly. You're gonna toast them. It kind of just brings out more of the flavor, brings them a better texture, and then you can sprinkle them on the noodles when you're done and ready to eat. I've got the heat off, I have the toasted sesame seeds and the scallions added in, and I'm just stirring everything together. So even though I really want to eat this right now, I'm actually going to save it for lunch, but pretty solid tweaks if you ask me. I guess I should taste it though, huh? They're hot, but so good. Honestly, when you leave a little crunch in the carrots too, and you don't overcook them, the texture is not all that different from the noodles. So this is a good one. You should try it. Hopefully you guys give this recipe a try. If you do, I really love hearing from you. Leave a comment on the blog, leave a comment on the YouTube, leave a comment here on Instagram. I'm sharing this all over the internet. I want to hear your feedback. And, you know, while we still do have a ton of recipes left to cook through for this challenge, if you have one from your family cookbook or a favorite dish, send them my way, because I am all about helping you tweak what's going to work for your life. So enjoy, eat well, and I will see you next week.